All right, here we are. The 2026 Bassmaster Elite Series schedule is officially released. So it came out this morning. I looked at it, did some work, looked at it again, did some work, had a little time to digest it. So we're going to go ahead and kind of break it down, give you my 2 cents on what it looks like, why I think it's good. There's a couple little tweaks in there that could be interesting. But first and foremost, we are not starting the season in Florida or Texas for the first time in many, many years. I can't hardly remember the last time that we haven't started the season in one of those two states. I love fishing in Florida. I love fishing in Texas. They are awesome, fun places to fish, but we're starting at legendary Lake Guntersville. I think that's a really cool place to start. I fished a couple classics there. I fished in February, fished in March. That is going to be a lot of fun. That will be some good weights. That lake is really showing out. And then obviously the forward-facing sonar rules will dictate a little bit about how those fish are caught. But I don't care if you're using scope or not. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be good. So we start there, and then we go from there in February over to Lake Martin, kind of like a culture shock, going for more some largemouth and some spotted bass. Weights won't be near as big, but I think it'll be a lot tighter. You're not going to have anybody really run away with this tournament, more than likely. I kind of Takahiro, he won it on the last day, last time we were there up the river, catching them old largemouths. I'm sure there will be a train of people going up there this coming year. So we'll see what happens there. But then we have the Classic, and still trying to make that. I got a chance before we go up north. We'll see what happens there. But then the Classic, obviously Knoxville, Fort Loudon, and Tellico. That's been announced. That's nothing new. Later in March, we're going to go to the Tennessee-Tombigbee Waterway, the Tennessee-Tombigbee Waterway, which is an interesting fishery. I fished it years and years ago in an open, and did pretty good. I think I had a top 10 if I remember correctly. Really, it's a river system. I like river systems. It's connected to some lakes, so the lakes could be a player that time of year. A lot of I think should be, it's March, probably be a big spawn-in type deal. They had an open there this year. They caught them on the river and in those lakes. So I'll be curious to see what happens with the backwaters and all that kind of stuff. That'll be a fun one. And then in April, we're going to the Arkansas River in Muskogee, Oklahoma. That's right, Muskogee, Oklahoma. We got 3 different pools we can fish. The Muskogee pool is the middle pool. Is probably the biggest pool. You can go up or down. No, down. You go down to Kerr Lake. That is a big pool. I forgot about that. That is a big pool. I heard there was a bunch of grass, but then they had a lot of flooding this year, and that grass, as they say in the South, done got blowed out. The grass done got blowed out, so that might change the fishing down there. But sometimes when you have a good fishery with a lot of grass, and then all the grass goes away, the fishing is really good because they don't have any place to hide. That could be interesting. Muskogee pool, I like that pool. I fished that before. I like that pool above. So all 3 of those pools are good. Those Oklahoma boys might have a little bit of advantage on us, but still that's going to be, it's a river. And again, I'm a big fan of the rivers. I like rivers. So then after that, in May, we've got 2 tournaments in May. One on Lake Murray, and then we go straight from there to Lake Santee Cooper Lakes, Marion and Moultrie. Murray, early May, is going to be on like Donkey Kong. School in action, a lot of fun. Everybody's going to be throwing everybody knows all the secret baits to throw now, all the secret colors, no secrets anymore. Now it's just a matter of being in the right place, right time, and that should be a lot of fun. Murray's going to be big weights, so it could still be some sight fish on the beds, so that'll be fun as well. And then we go to Santee in the middle of May. There'll be all kind of stuff going on there. As long as you don't get a huge rain, there will be a lot of players up north. A lot of those fish up north could play. The lower lake can play. Offshore stuff, still be some spawning action, more than likely. Could be some shad spawn still left over. So Santee is going to be, those biggins live there, boy. I mean, like big biggins. That'll be fun. And then we go to in June. We're starting this tournament on my birthday, so it's got to be good. Going back to a river, going back to the Pascatank, Elizabeth City, North Carolina, down there in the Albemarle Sound. Big water. Maybe in June you won't have so much wind like we did there in April, to where it was really, really difficult to make longer runs. You know, that place is one of the biggest fisheries I've ever fished a tournament on. You can go in so many different directions. You can do so many different things. I think all of us learned a lot that first go around, and we'll see what happens there. I think later in the year you're going to have a ton of topwater action, and obviously a lot of flipping and jerk baits and deeper stuff, drop shots. All that stuff's going to play big time when we go in June. That'll be a lot of fun. But then we got us a little break in July, and then in August we've got 2 tournaments, Champlain and the old SLR, St. Lawrence River, my old St. Larry. I like St. Larry, man. We're going out of Clayton, but before that we're going out of Champlain. Love Champlain. That place has totally whipped my ass the last couple times I fished it, and every time the schedule comes out, I want to see it on there, because I am, by golly, going to get me a top 10 up there one of these days. I don't know whether it's going to be green or brown fish. It could be either one in August, so I'm looking forward to that for sure, 100%. And then we're, like I said, we're ending the season on the St. Lawrence River up there out of Clayton. I like fishing out of Clayton. It opens up more options. Obviously, it's a lot closer to the lake, but man, there's some really, really good river options within 10 or 15 miles of there, going either direction. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I think all in all, it's a hell of a schedule, and Bass has learned their lesson with the Champlain and St. Lawrence River. Every time we go to Champlain, we end up having a day getting canceled because of the wind. So there's like a week or 2 or whatever in between Champlain and St. Lawrence River. I think it's a week. But that should allow for the Champlain to continue to be a 4-day event no matter what. Hopefully that's the case, because that place is a lot of fun. St. Lawrence River, we're going to have 3 long days of practice. We'll have a day off there before that final event, and guys can make the longest runs they want to make. That should make for a very exciting tournament to end next season. But man, we still got 2 more tournaments this year. Going up north, St. Clair and Mississippi River lacrosse. So I gotta bring my A game in those 2, get a shot at the Classic, so I can play in all 10 events next year. But that's my thoughts on the schedule. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Some old favorites, some new places haven't been in a long time. That'll be cool. So drop them down there in the comments. Let me know what you think about the schedule, and we can chat about it.